Why is no one coming to save us? I'm going to show you what we really need to do to get more help from higher dimensional beings. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I help people to spiritually awaken so they can enter a conscious path of ascension. And make sure to subscribe so you catch all my videos to guide you on your awakening journey. Now, before I start, you guys, I just got braces on my upper teeth, so if I seem a little weird with my face, I'm still getting used to that. So bear with me while I adjust to this whole process. Now, I've received a number of comments lately from people who are feeling kind of frustrated and confused and wondering why the higher beings of light don't do more to intervene in our situation and help us out. And I completely understand and sympathize with this feeling. Why does it feel like we are in dire straits and yet it doesn't look like anyone's really coming to help us out? Well, it's because the universe doesn't work that way. Now, here's an example of how you can figure this out for yourself. Let's take the example of Jesus or Yeshua. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of other examples, but because this one is very, very popular, let's start with this example. Now, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with Jesus or Yeshua or that beautiful entity. This is really more about our interpretation of what we've been told and the actual nature of what we've been told. We were told that he would come back 2,000 years later and save us all. But here's a question that most of us forgot to ask. Why would a loving being wait 2,000 years? I mean, if you love someone and you see that they are suffering, are you going to say, well, no worries, I'll be back in 2,000 years? Are you going to make a conscious decision that they need to suffer for thousands of more years and then maybe you'll show up? And if that was true, isn't he already a little bit late? Now, I don't believe that this is what was actually said, you guys, because it doesn't make any sense. But we've been fed this type of story in many different forms for a number of reasons. I mean, we've also been told that the extraterrestrials will come and save us. So overall, we've been told that the higher beings who love us will eventually come and rescue us from our terrible plight. But then things keep getting worse and worse, and they're still not coming. So it's no wonder that we have this question like, where the heck are you guys? I think we need to stop asking that question. It should be obvious by the fact that they're not here rescuing us that maybe we have it all wrong. Because look at it this way. If they were so diabolical as to wait and watch us suffer for no good reason, then they wouldn't really be beings of light, would they? See, there's no savior because that's not how it works. So let's take one of many necessary red pills, shall we? You see, the higher beings cannot and will not enter this realm. They love us and they will do whatever they can to support our awakening and our ascension. But they're not going to become a part of this drama. They will not enter the trap that we ourselves continue to fall into. Now, that is a rude awakening because we've been lied to about this savior concept in order to keep us passive and weak, so that we will continue to see ourselves as powerless, passive victims. So let's give ourselves a few moments of some much needed honesty. I mean, let's face it, you guys, collectively, we can be pretty stubborn. I mean, so far on a collective basis, we have been pretty much unwilling to do what it takes. So let me explain. We have a human system of beliefs here that do not work, and yet we continue to use them to measure ourselves and the higher beings of light. I mean, we are seriously addicted to some truly insane beliefs, no matter how much those beliefs keep us trapped in this situation. And that really goes to show how mind-controlled we actually are. So it's like we have our realm that is filled with lies and illusions, and the higher realms have none of that. We cannot expect the higher beings of light to enter this matrix and validate it by agreeing with our beliefs in order to rescue us. They're not going to do it. So let's talk about what some of these insane beliefs are. The first belief is that we are victims who need to be saved. We are not gods. We are guilty sinners and inherently bad. Look at how much we trash our own humanity and accuse humans of destroying the earth as though that's just who we are. We are more than willing to pile mountains of psychological abuse on our own species. And here's another deeply embedded belief. Anger, fear, and suffering are a natural part of being human. We are told by many personal growth gurus that fear is your friend. This is preposterous. Fear is painful. It completely shuts you down. It makes you so incoherent that you can't even think straight. And it also makes you highly controllable. So why don't these gurus say that consciousness is your friend? Isn't being fully conscious a much better thing than being in fear? And then we also have the belief that Earth is a school. We're just here to learn. And somehow that's supposed to make everything okay. I mean, that's like saying if you go to a regular school and you get beaten up every day, well, that's okay because you're just there to learn. I mean, you guys see how crazy that is? And one of the most deeply embedded beliefs is that duality is somehow very important. We are told that we need the contrast of hate in order to appreciate love. Or we need to experience the negative in order to appreciate the positive. Now, think about how dumb we'd have to be if that were really true. That would be like God saying, I'm going to create creatures who are so dumb and unconscious that I have to give them bad experiences so they'll know how to recognize good experiences. No, here is the real reason that we often have a difficult time appreciating the positive things in our lives. It's because our brains are constantly preoccupied with protecting ourselves from pain, death, and suffering. So anything positive automatically takes a back seat because in our world, the priority is survival, not good experiences. So overall, we are deeply, deeply brainwashed with these incredibly entrenched beliefs. But we don't have to be. We can begin to extract ourselves from this insane matrix of beliefs by listening to our hearts. Because the more that we hold on to these and many other insane beliefs, the less we are able to receive the help that we want. It's like we're using the basis of all of these insane beliefs to say to these higher beings of light, this is who we are. So by stubbornly holding on to that, we unwittingly expect them to validate it as well. We are expecting them to agree with it and then rescue us accordingly. But see, they're not going to validate or agree with it because it's not true. So we cannot stay stuck in this unevolved state of insane beliefs and expect the higher beings of light to join us by agreeing with our insanity. Now, you might feel inclined to say, okay, Saratoga, if these beliefs are so terrible, can you give us a better set of beliefs that might help us? And the answer is no. Because it's not about acquiring a new set of beliefs. It's about acknowledging the truth of what is in your heart about life and the nature of existence itself. I'll give you a simple example. Let's talk about a person who experiences the agonizing pain of losing a loved one. Now, your heart knows this is absolutely not right. So the heart is sending a very clear message. No, this should not be happening. But then what do? We turn right around. We try to turn it into a positive thing by assigning a special spiritual meaning to the entire experience. See, these are the kinds of things that we are just so reluctant to give up. We are more inclined to shut down our heart's wisdom, and instead we try to make something horrible into something beautiful and spiritual. So I think what's happening now is that people are seeing things get worse and worse on our planet. And there's still no savior coming through the clouds. But we keep asking the wrong question. We keep asking, hey, where are you? Here's what we really should be asking. What we should be asking is this: what is it that we haven't understood? See, what's happening is the New Age and the religious platitudes just aren't cutting it anymore. And many people are probably going to be going through a dark night of the soul, trying to somehow reconcile everything that is going on. Now, I know that I probably sound like a broken record when I keep on saying, listen to your heart. You actually need to become one with the answers in your heart. You need to fully embrace and accept your natural divine sense of knowing. But here's the thing, you see, you really can't have your cake and eat it too. And let me explain what I mean by that. You can't expect to continue to hold on to all of these self-sabotaging beliefs and simultaneously embrace what your heart is telling you. Because you see, the two things are not going to agree. So you're going to have to choose. So taking the first red pill means letting go of these insane beliefs that we've all been programmed with. Because you see, those beliefs are actually covering up the light of knowledge that exists within you. And those beliefs also serve as a massive impediment to us being on the same page as the higher beings of light and love. Now, I can't give you the answers that you need to get from within your own self. You have to get them from the actual source of pure knowing so that they become totally real for you. And that source of pure knowing is your divine heart. I'm telling you, the answers are so incredibly close to you, but you can't perceive them through the dark filter of the insane beliefs that we've been talking about. I would also suggest that you go within and pray. Prayer means to be in communion with yourself and with the love and light that created you. Ask for the light to be shown to you. Ask for the help that you need to be free of all of this mental control and insanity. So you don't need a new set of beliefs. What you need is pure knowing and pure truth. And the only place to find that level of purity, you guys, is within. See, I can only point the way, but you are the one who has to go within so that you can actually experience it. So the help is there. You really just have to know what to ask for. See, if you ask for help, but you also have the condition that that help has to accommodate and validate all of these insane beliefs that we're programmed with, you're probably not going to feel a whole lot of help being forthcoming. But when you go within and you connect with your heart, with your inner light, with the truth, with that power and presence that creates you, that literally creates you, that you are already one with, then you're going to come to a whole different level of light, love, and vibrational resonance with those higher beings of light in those higher realms, and you're going to be able to start meeting those entities at a place where they can really connect with who you really are. Because you see, they have to be able to connect with us as the truth of who we are. They cannot connect with us as long as we maintain these crazy false beliefs about ourselves, our life, our world, and what it means to be human. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it out with your friends. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I am here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday to support you on your awakening journey. And with that, I'm sending you loads of love, light, and positive energy. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.